Once upon a time, deep in a sprawling forest, there lived a clever crow. The crow was known for its sharp mind and cautious nature. One bright morning, as the crow flew over the treetops, it spotted something that made its eyes widen with delight, a large, juicy piece of meat lying on the ground near a tree. Hungry and excited by the find, the crow swooped down, grabbed the meat in its beak, and quickly flew up to the tallest branch of a tree to enjoy its feast in peace, away from prying eyes. As the crow sat proudly on the branch, a jackal wandering through the forest happened to look up and spot the bird with its tasty prize. The jackal hadn't eaten in days, and the sight of the crow holding the meat made his stomach rumble. But he knew there was no way he could climb the tree or snatch the food from the crow, so the jackal decided to use his wits to get what he wanted. Standing at the base of the tree, the jackal called up in a honeyed voice, "Oh, mighty crow, how lucky I am to see you today. Everyone in the forest speaks of your intelligence, but they hardly mention your greatest gift, your beautiful voice. I've always wondered why the crow, with such an extraordinary talent for singing, never shows it off." The crow looked down at the jackal, suspicious at first. The jackal continued, "I've heard from many animals how your song can rival even the sweetest melodies of the nightingale. It's a shame I've never had the pleasure of hearing it myself. Surely a bird as magnificent as you should share such a talent with the world. Won't you sing for me? Just a small tune?" The crow, flattered by the jackal's words, began to feel proud. Could it be true? It thought. Do I really have such a wonderful voice? The idea of being admired for its singing started to fill the crow with vanity. It felt important, almost regal, sitting there with the jackal praising its abilities. But as the crow considered singing, it hesitated. The piece of meat was still in its beak, and it knew if it opened its mouth to sing, the meat would fall. The jackal noticed this hesitation and cleverly added, "Oh, wise crow, surely someone with your skill can sing while keeping that small piece of meat safe. You are no ordinary bird." The crow, now fully convinced of its greatness, could resist no longer. It wanted to show the jackal and the entire forest that it was not only clever but also a masterful singer. So, without thinking any further, the crow puffed up its chest and opened its beak wide to sing. But the moment the crow opened its mouth, the piece of meat slipped from its beak and tumbled to the ground. The jackal, quick as lightning, grabbed the meat and bolted into the trees, disappearing before the crow could even react. Realizing what had happened, the crow felt a wave of embarrassment and disappointment. It had been tricked. The jackal's sweet words had blinded it to the truth, and now its delicious meal was gone. The crow sat in silence for a long time, reflecting on its mistake. It understood now that the jackal's praise was nothing but a trap, and that flattery, while pleasant, can often hide selfish intentions. From that day onward, the crow became wiser and more cautious, never letting flattering words distract it from the truth again. Moral of the story: beware of flattery, for those who praise you may not always have your best interests at heart.